What's up, guys? It's another day in Leiden, Netherlands, and surprise, surprise, it's another cloudy day in Holland. I've been getting a lot of questions lately on the vlog asking how I shoot my various time-lapse shots. So here in Leiden today, this afternoon, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna just like wander down the canal, find a nice quiet spot to set up, and then I'm gonna walk you through the whole process of shooting time-lapse here in town. I'm just gonna set up down here, but quickly, let me kind of like explain in layman's terms what time-lapse means. Essentially, time-lapse, in the simplest term, is just speeding up time through video. It's taking a long period of time and compressing it down to a shorter period of time. So, for example, we might be filming for 5 minutes and compressing it down to just 2 seconds, and it makes the world look like it's speeding up, like it's faster. And yeah, I'm gonna find a spot to sit just down here, and we'll get started. I'm filming this on my phone right now, so sorry if the audio quality is a little bit subpar, but all the other cameras are shooting time-lapse right now. The easiest way to shoot time-lapse is actually just taking raw video footage and speeding it up. Speeding it up to like 6,000, 8,000, 10,000 times its regular speed. If you go 6,000 times, for example, that'll compress 2 minutes worth of video footage into 2 seconds of time-lapse footage. And there's an advantage to that as well, because when you're shooting that type of time-lapse, you can actually pick and choose when to speed up and slow down your frame. For example, when I do those types of time-lapse shots where everything's moving fast and then I walk right into the frame and start talking in normal speed, that's how it's done. Now, I'm gonna flip the camera around on the phone and show you all the other cameras and what they're doing. This type of time-lapse, the video time-lapse, is so good because you can do it on any type of camera. Anything that shoots video, you can do it on, even a phone. I've got my A6300 here shooting time-lapse. Got the GoPro Hero 5 down on the ground shooting time-lapse towards me. In fact, I'll flip it on right now and you'll see the GoPro time-lapsing. And then up there, the 6D is also shooting video time-lapse. Now let's move on to another direction and I'll show you the second way to shoot time-lapse. See that super smooth transition? That was just video time-lapse to regular speed video. The form of time-lapse I use the most and that I like the most is just with my GoPro. It's the easiest. There's a program within the GoPro that shoots video time-lapse, and all it does is shoots a video frame whenever you want it rather than a photo and stitching it together. So you can set it up to take a video frame on intervals of a half a second, intervals of 1 second, intervals of 2 seconds, intervals of 5 seconds, intervals of 10 seconds, and you can even do intervals of 30 seconds and 60 seconds, but ain't nobody got time for that. The GoPro's still shooting those time-lapse, but the clouds aren't moving at all, so I'm not sure you'll notice any difference between the half second up to the 10-second interval changes. Another one of the ways I love to shoot time-lapse is with this camera, the one that's filming right now, my vlogging camera. The Sony A6300 has an app that you have to pay for called the Time-Lapse App. And basically it stitches the photos together for you into a time-lapse, and it shoots in whatever intervals you want, shoots whatever exposure you want. There's a bunch of different modes as well, which makes it easier. And it's even got a miniature mode. And a lot of you guys have been asking me how I'm making these miniature tilt shift time lapses. It's with the Sony app. So let's wander around town a little bit and we'll shoot some miniature time lapse. Another really cool way to do time-lapse is on Magic Lantern. It really only works on Canon cameras though. But what it does is there's an option for frames per second override. It will actually shoot 1 frame a second. So it's taking like a 1 second video frame and then stitching them together into what looks like a time lapse and what is a time lapse. And it's really cool because it is a 1 second frame, it looks like a bit of a long exposure. So if you have water or moving cars or things like that, you get a bit of motion blur, which is awesome. So at risk of sounding like a really old man who's been taking photos way too long, back in my day, the only way to shoot time-lapse was by taking photos in intervals and stitching them together. You used to use an intervalometer and basically plug it into your camera and it would do most of the work for you, and then you bring it into a post-processing and stitch that all into a time-lapse. And that's how I'm gonna end the night. I'm gonna shoot some time-lapse footage via photos on the Canon, on the Sony, and on the GoPro. They're all gonna be slightly long exposure stuff, and hopefully they come out cool. Now, I'm gonna be a little bit lazy and I'm gonna shoot them all in JPEG and then just import them directly into Premiere Pro because I can't be bothered editing every single still.
Hey man, what's wrong with you?
Final thing I want to say about time-lapse is don't forget to tell a story. Don't forget that it's all about storytelling. It's really easy to just chuck in a bunch of cool time-lapse footage into your daily vlog and your daily videos, but you gotta tell the story. That's what it's all about. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of gratuitous footage. And I think it's really easy to just pop in a bunch of time-lapse footage or drone footage and hope that it still tells a story, but it all has to come together. Use time-lapse to like improve the mood of your vlog, to speed things up, to pick up the energy a little bit. And then if you get really good at it, you can put it all together and meld slow motion, regular footage, and time-lapse footage all together into this perfect hybrid, and that's when you start really having fun. So guys, I'm gonna call it a night. It's like midnight, and there's still blue light. How crazy is summer in Europe? Tomorrow I'm heading to Amsterdam. I've got a quick one-day project with my friends at St. Christopher's Hostel there in Amsterdam, and it should be a lot of fun, so I hope to see you guys there. Peace.